All right. So today is June 26, 2022, and this is MS evening session number 967. And the attendees in the online form are Achyut and Ananya. So Achyut, that's Ananya. Ananya is in the 8th grade. She just joined us today. Ananya, we have another student, Achyut. He's into the 10th grade. So you get introduced to yourselves, please.
Hello, Ananya.
Hi, Ajit.
Right. So we have Sudan Kartik, Mitra, Kirtana, Brinda, Tehin, and Pratulya over here. So last week on Sunday, when Achyut attended, I asked Achyut to prepare for a presentation. And when Ananya attended yesterday, so she was also asked to prepare for a presentation. So let me first tell everybody what the session is going to be or how the session is going to be today. First, we will have the presentations. Since it's the first ever presentations by Achyut, we will have Achyut finishing his presentation, and then we will have Sudan Karti giving his presentation, and then we will have our first ever presentation done by Ananya. So once these presentations, these three presentations are wrapped up, then we are going to the unfinished business. Like yesterday, this is for the information of Achyut. Yesterday, we had been having a team activity. It's a kind of a skit activity called as a Robo to the Nation, where the entire crowd had been divided into two teams, and each team came across with a new form of robot. I mean, they created an artificial intelligent robot, and they made a presentation, out of which one team completed the presentation. The second team was about to complete the presentation. They did a half of their presentation yesterday, and today they will do the rest of the presentation. The team members are Brinda, Ananya, Mitra, and Pratulya. Yesterday's team was Kirtana, Sudan Karti, Tehin, and myself. We all finished our presentation, and that presentation will be finished after the three presentations. This is what is going to happen in the first half. Once we finish all this, and then we will go to the next activity. So, Achyut, the focus is on you. Now, if you have a presentation, please set things up, and we are willing and ready to watch your presentation.
Wow, I don't really have any pictures to yeah.
Okay,
So,
no problem. You can give an oral presentation.
okay, so I didn't really know what to talk about. So I decided to settle on some random thing that I see. And it's more towards the US and not less towards India, though there's something, there's exit signs that direct you when there's a fire and you have to go or towards the emergency doors. It's more US, it's commonly with the the clear red, the bold exit signs, though in India, it's coming out with a green version. It's more commonly seen in airports and stuff in India and less in towards the local stores. So I don't know whether you seen it, though exit signs, they run actually on a very interesting scientific topic. It runs on radiation, the same radiation you may see in nuclear bombs and stuff. So I'm gonna talk about that. So what the first, you need to know what an exit sign needs. It needs to be very bright first. You need everyone to see it, whether they're visually not able to see it or not. You need to make sure everyone sees the exit sign. And then it needs to run nonstop no matter what, because people are always gonna somehow be in a building, no matter what the situation, it has to be running. And then it has to not require electricity, because electricity power can go out, whether it's through natural disaster or or if it's just an outage in the area. And then finally, it has to be durable against the elements. So if a tsunami comes, it should be lasting, because people still need to exit and stuff. So exit sign it's pretty important as emergency. It could save people's lives as well. So what it uses, it's you have to understand the chemistry basically. So if you go into an atom, there's three components of an atom basically. There's a proton, which is a positively charged thing, and then there's a neutron, which is no charge, and then the electron, which is negative charge. The protons and electrons get attracted to each other. That's what holds the atom together. And then like a neutron, it's mostly there to keep it stable. So like a proton, there needs to be a certain number of neutrons for the proton with the proton in order to be stable. So like and like it uses advantage of this because like if it's unstable with no neutrons with the protons, with like different number of neutrons with the protons that is unstable, well, then like it will decay the neutron towards through radiation, which will basically make it into a stable form. And that is radiation, basically. Like you turn an unstable form of an atom to a stable form. So like it uses a exit signs uses a very simple form of radiation. So it uses a it uses an unstable form of hydrogen and then converts it to a stable form of helium. So like a unstable form of hydrogen would include one proton and two neutrons. And then it will convert one of the neutrons into a proton, making it positively charged and turning it into a helium atom. So like an helium with two protons and one neutron, which is stable in the condition. So like it will overall take time to decay. It'll take like around 10 years or something, which will make the exit sign pretty long lasting, as it uses this helium unstable form of helium, which is tritium. And then like and then it hits and then how will it get the light though? So like it will hit like a phosphorus layer on the outside, which will give it the light, because like the phosphorus layer will detect radiation for it. And and though radiation may seem bad as long if you're not exposed to it on the outside, the hydrogen unstable form of hydrogen, it will do no harm to you. It's not like a atomic bomb or anything where like it will like kill you or something. And yeah, it's just very interesting to see how something simple like as a road exit sign has to be needs to be very bright, run non-stop, and like it has to go through like this radiation. That's just pretty interesting in my opinion.
All right. Good job. Nice presentation, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, so I got a question to you, Achyut. You mentioned about the power outage or the national or the natural, sorry, the natural disasters or any other mishaps that could possibly happen in an environment, and the exit should be available for them. What made you think that this kind of a topic has to be discussed about in this environment? Like, did you see any sort of mishappenings, or did your mind get the triggering mechanism of a particular group of people getting damaged or getting affected because of this, and that's why your mind thought that you will have to speak in this presentation, or you are just interested in this topic? What made you speak about this?
So like I just needed a topic to talk about, and like it needs to be a topic that can like be enough for a presentation, like not just something like everyone knows off heart. Alright, so like exit signs, it was kind of a weird thing. I just searched up stuff, and like exit signs, there's a first stuff that actually came out with like a pretty interesting things. So like that was the original purpose I did it. However, like I realized it could also be used to make the argument it needs to be it needs to be a good exit sign, because like it can protect people and like show them at the exit and stuff during disasters and stuff.
Okay, so I'm literally happy that you have, I'm able to discover the background esteem factor that you had. Like, you seem to be a character of looking forward to do something that the other people are not naturally doing, and you want to stand unique. Your character, that particular character is visible in this presentation, and I'm quite happy about it. Like, not taking any conventional topic for the presentation. You could have taken any random topic for speaking up, but I'm just reading between the lines when you mentioned that you wanted to do, or you wanted to take a topic that nobody has taken as of yet. So that inclination is really good, and I really appreciate that. Do you have any other questions to Achyut? Yeah, Mitra has a question. I'm close. I'm just standing near her so that her voice will be gathered in this mic. Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, your presentation was really good. So today
Thank
you
you.
spoke about the atoms and a bit of chemistry portion. So my question is, if you were asked to speak on any topic from science other than the topic you spoke about today, which topic would you choose and what's the reason behind that?
Like I would choose like I don't know exactly the specific topic though. Like I would choose something based on a science related thing, like whether it affects the space or like goes down to biology, because I think science is pretty interesting to talk about. Like here, their chemistry is maybe, except like if it's like the one specific science topic, I would choose space probably. Like the space, like the solar system, it's all pretty interesting to talk about and stuff.
Right. So that's a good question, by the way. All right, Achyut. So every week you're supposed to make a presentation, Achyut, just like Susan Karti here in the Indian batch is doing. And I'm also asking Ananya to do the same. Knowingly or unknowingly, all these people are exposed to presentations every single day. From tomorrow onwards, their regular school is starting, so uh, they might not be able to do regular presentations. But all the four members, excluding Susan Karti is just like Ananya. He's attending only 2 days in a week. That is Saturday and Sunday. But the other four girls, they are attending all the days. So they are making a presentation every single day, some form of presentation. So talking about your next week's presentation, what would we expect next week? Would you be able to do a particular topic and make a PPT presentation or something to display and all that? Will you be able to do something next week?
I can do something like that. Like I can do any topic if you tell, but like if not, then I'll find a specific topic that I could do.
Right. So what we shall do is, towards the end of the session, I will be giving you a topic and try to explore something about the topic and make a presentation on it next week. Okay?
All right, sir.
All right, that's good. So anyways, Achyut has got into his credit rating system for the first time by doing a wonderful presentation. I thoroughly enjoyed the way he spoke. Good job. Fantastic. Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now, let's move on. Ananya is the next presenter. Ananya had been having clarifications about her presentation, and I really hope that Ananya has got a presentation. Over to you, Ananya. Are you ready?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have much time yesterday, so I'm going to be presenting it orally.
No problem, no problem. Just like Achyut, you can make an oral presentation, and next week you've got a week's gap. So for your next presentation, you can prepare some presentation aid, and you can make it a bit more professional next week.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Now,
Okay, sir.
yeah, I'm turning on the speaker so that everybody hears Ananya's presentation. Right. Go on, Ananya.
Okay, thank you. So, hello, my name is Ananya, and I decided to do my presentation on quantum mechanics because I enjoy learning about physics and I wanted to research this topic more. So yes, I will be presenting a heavily simplified version of quantum mechanics, especially covering the main principles. So Schrodinger's cat and the wave function, and functions of what this section of physics is dedicated to. Specifically, I will be going over Schrödinger's cat and the wave function, but in general, quantum mechanics is the study of things at a molecular level, which includes particle physics of what is a complicated field but can be exciting to learn. Einstein had concluded that the theory of quantum mechanics was false, and it was impossible since it didn't agree with the special relativity theory. But it was proven that Einstein's conclusion by John Stuart Bell in 1964, when he explained that its properties can definitely be applied into the world. His theories of this are now called Bell's theorem. There are also numerous mathematical operations that form the basis of quantum mechanics, of which include the Heisenberg uncertainty principle equations, the wave function equation, the Schrödinger equation, and many others. One important section, and which also represents quantum mechanics in a simple yet effective way, is the Schrödinger's cat principle. Schrödinger's cat was made by a person named Erwin Schrödinger, who helped find the discipline of quantum mechanics. It was a mind experiment, so it was never actually done, but it was thought of. It was made in 1935 as a response to problems posed by Albert Einstein. Theories had already existed that resembled Schrödinger's cat, such as the one made by a Danish physicist named Niels Bohr, who made an understanding of quantum mechanics that said that particles, like electrons, did not have a defined property until they would be measured. What Schrödinger's cat essentially is would be a paradox that says that if a cat is put into a box with a radioactive substance, without any observer inside the box, so nobody knows what's happening inside. When the substance decays, it triggers an explosive-like chemical that can ultimately kill the cat. If this substance does not decay, then the cat will not die. But if the substance follows quantum mechanics, this would mean that the atom that was going to decay is in a combined state that so it's going to decay, but at the same time not going to decay, therefore making it into a superposition, which is a simple demonstration of how superposition in particles works. Because there is no one observing this cat inside the box, no one knows what the end result is. Therefore, yes, it's a superposition. Moving on, the wave function is a huge concept in quantum mechanics because every particle in this field of physics is represented by a wave function. The letter psi is a Greek letter and is used for this. The letter depends on both time and position. The wave function can tell a lot about a wave or particle, and the square of the modulus of the wave function can tell you about the possibility of finding the particle at a particular position in time. This is why the wave function would be able to calculate the specific area a particle is, but not its precise location, because it's extremely difficult to find the precise location without affecting the particle. Of course, this is just a small section of quantum mechanics and only covers 2 principles. But thank you for listening.
Okay. Good job, Ananya. Very well done. We were able to understand the intent behind your presentation. So you are also a person who is interested a bit in science and mathematics. Tell me the reason why you have taken this topic. Yeah, you mentioned in the beginning that you are not having a proper amount of time for a prelude preparation for making a professional presentation, but yet you did a very good, information delivery. Achyut's presentation was for almost about 10 minutes, and your presentation was for about 3 or 4 minutes. So, if at all there had been a little bit more time, if the resources had been a little bit more than an overnight presentation, if that is the case, hypothetically speaking, which topic would you have presented and how would you have presented?
If I had a longer amount of time, I would have definitely presented a meaningful topic, such as Maybe something to do with recent space explorations, or maybe like about the Mars rover, which is pretty old, but like a topic which has a lot of information to it, and that can be presented in a like visually that can be visually represented.
Right. Understandable. If I ask you to make a presentation on like a book review presentation or something next week, like taking a book and counting on the experience of reading that book and giving a presentation about why do you like the book and what is the kind of learning that you had from that book and all that, will you be able to take that topic and can make a presentation next week?
Yes, I can do that.
So you have any book handy for that, Ananya? If I ask you to choose a book for a book review presentation next week, which book rather you would like to take?
I'd have to think about it since I do have a lot of books, but one of the recent ones I've read is The Maze Runner, so I could do it on that.
Let's talk about your interest in books. Tell me some of the books that you have read in the recent times.
Okay. Recently, I have been reading The Maze Runner, which I just mentioned, and additionally, I have also been reading another book series called Wings of Fire, and I've been enjoying that one too. Um, I've also started a new series, but I've only read a small portion of it, but it's called Court of Fives. And that's about it.
All right, so that's good. So choose one of those books, Ananya, and make a book review presentation next week. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Right. Fantastic presentation, everybody. Ajit, do you have any questions towards Ananya's presentation?
Not really. It's a good presentation.
Right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
It was a good presentation, and now let's move on. So then Karthik has been longing and raring to go to finish his presentation. So Sudan Karthi is the next presenter. As far as our agenda is concerned, Ananya finished, Ajit finished now. Sudan, come here, stand like a king and make a presentation. Come on. Satam office. I'll give you the mic. Feel easy and do the presentation. I want 3 questions to be coined for Sudan. There should be 3 questions in Pratulya. You should ask one. You need. But at the same time, we can think before we got.
Good evening, one and all present here. My name is Sudan Kati. Today I'm going to present about happiness. This is a question asked to a person. We always want to live a happy life, but what exactly is happiness? Do good thoughts make us happy? This is the question asked to a person. That person said that achieving something does not bring happiness. When you were a kid, you were naturally happy. There was no need then to be happy. In fact, that is our character. In every moment, in every action, we want to be happy because that is our nature. They have taught us philosophies, gods, heaven, and hell. But no one taught me about happiness. Not the goal. When you go beyond your normal self, you can't go anywhere. Being happy, not the goal of life. Being happy is the essence of life. If you are not even happy, what else are you going to do in life? Only if you are happy you can have the best opportunities in life. What is the first and foremost responsibility for a human being that just wants to be happy? You do it because you have a sense that you can find happiness in whatever you are running towards the life, be it career, money, position, education, or service. Every action we take on this earth is directed towards happiness, but the very extension of the earth towards is being threatened by the actions we take in search of happiness. When you are naturally happy, That is when there is no need to do anything for pleasure. Every dimension of our life changes. The way you understand and behave in life will change a lot. You will not do any work with any expectation. When you do something, it's not going to affect you whether you get something from it or not, whether you get hit or not, because you are already happy. In this situation like this, your action will rise to do a completely different level. You can clearly see from life experience that only when you instance change will you really benefit. The clothes you are currently wearing, the education you have, the family background, the presence of the bank do not determine the quality of life. Rather, the quantity of your life depends how calm and happy you are within yourself. If nothing real, uh, yes, if nothing real valuable happens to you inside, you can't not do anything wonderful in the world. In each of our actions, your instincts are going to manifest. That's true whether you like it or not. So you have a genuine concern of the world. The first thing you need to do is transform yourself into a happiest human being. Thank you.
Fantastic. You can keep the notebook down. Question. Yeah, we understood that Sudan Karthik made a presentation about happiness. So we can ask questions. Yeah. Kirti.
No, I have two set of questions. The first one is you have been presenting for at least for 3 days, right? 3 weeks, nearly 6 or 7%. Do you see the difference between your first presentation and now this presentation?
Yes, ka.
What are the
First presentation, I feel very shy, but this presentation, I am improving, I think.
Correct. You are including. You are. Yeah. Your next question.
So my next question is, you said that if you live our life happy, if you lead our life happy, it would be give some happiness, right? But in some cases, if even though if we live a life happy, but it's not like we are not satisfied. So if a person X, for example, if a person X leads an happy with a smooth, soft, and leads an happy life, but even though for this the destination or some cases he's not satisfied with this whatever the happiness he had. So what are the suggestion or what are the things he likes to give?
We should leave the things, but we should don't think about it, and we should live.
Ignore the bad things and we should keep
Yes.
right. I have an answer for your question. I will speak about it later. It's a good question. Yeah. Okay. Right. So Kirtana has done any other questions?
No.
Right. Brinda, go on.
So it was really a very good
Thank you.
Once again, Brinda. Achyut and Ananya, if you are not able to get the audibility of what Brinda is speaking, I will repeat. But if you are able to hear, are you able to hear Brinda? Okay.
It's a little muted, but like, yeah, I could sort of.
No, for reading.
They are able to hear. Okay, right. Fine. Okay. Yeah, Brinda.
So it was wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
So happiness is a great topic. So my question is, every people know that youth, even the super told by a lot of great personalities, that the people, we should not search for happiness. We should cultivate the happiness because happiness are within us. Even though all people know that we should not search for happiness, most of the people in the world are searching for happiness. And why, in your opinion, why most of the people are searching for happiness? They are not seeing happiness.
Although happiness is an easy one to get entitled with, why people are struggling to get happiness? சந்தோஷம் அப்படிங்கறது ஈஸியா கல்டிவேட் பண்ண முடிஞ்சதுன்னா ஏன் அவங்க அவ்வளவு சிரமப்படுறாங்க?
புரிஞ்சு.
மேபி தமிழ்ல ஒரு தடவை சொல்லிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் இங்கிலீஷ் வேர்ட் எடுக்க முடியுமான்னு ஆன்சர் இருக்கா உங்ககிட்ட?
சரி, இதை யோசி.
அதான் யோசி. ஆன்சரே இல்லை, யோசி. Okay, we will keep the question on hold. திரும்ப அந்த கொஸ்டினுக்கு வரும். Pratulya, your question.
First of all,
Thank you.
what is your happiness? And if there is no happiness for you, what?
So my happiness is to do farming and with agriculture with all animals like cow, bull, race, like that. That is my happiness. With my family, I want to spend a lot.
He's very clear with the key of happiness. Right. You got the answer?
If there is no
Pratuli, you don't have to tell me. If there is no happiness, like for example, if Pratuli is asking if everything is mute, if there is no happiness, what will you do and how will you handle?
Sir, I will catch for the happiness.
You'll catch the happiness. You'll go run and catch the happiness. Right. Okay. Fine. Please.
If there is a person who is sad, what is the things you will suggest for him?
I will suggest that you leave all the bad things you did in life and forgot that and live a happy life.
Ignore all the bad
Ignore
things. Right. Now, do you have answer for Brinda's question? Brinda,
Sir,
why happiness is so difficult? Ananya, do you have any questions towards Sudan's presentation?
No, I think I understand. It was a good presentation. I liked it.
Okay. Good job, Sudan.
Thank you.
Very well done. Nice presentation. Ananya, if you don't mind, can you repeat what you said? Because the mic was the concern to hear what you said. What did you say, Ananya?
Oh, no, I said I didn't have any questions and it was a good presentation.
If she says it was a good presentation, so you better thank her. Right. Okay, fine. Okay, so Kirtana, what was your question?
The second part. So I said that if a person is in a situation, if they reach some happy life, sir, if at all, if they reach, they're not satisfied with their happy life, sir, they are searching for love. If the kind of person, what would be your suggestion?
So basically, Brinda's question is also connected with your question. She says, why is it so difficult for people to feel happy? I would like to take the liberty of answering this question by Kirtana and Brinda, the sisters. We were speaking about a tutorial session, and I told you there is no way for happiness, rather, happiness is the way, right? So, likewise, if you are seriously looking forward to have good personal development, or if you are seriously looking forward to have good character development, you need to understand two things about happiness. I'll tell you what those two things are. The first one, there is no key for happiness, and happiness is not existing anywhere else. No particular thing is going to give you happiness. Please understand that. The entire world is living with a someday syndrome. It's called as the someday syndrome in psychology. Someday I will finish my school, then I will be happy. Someday I will finish my college and I will start going to the job, then I will be happy. Someday I'll get promotion in the job, then I will be happy. Someday I will get the increment in my salary, then only then I will be happy. Someday I will have to get a own house and then I will be happy. So it keeps going someday. God will be really tired of giving birth to you because he does not like the someday syndrome. Because someday syndrome is not going to get that someday that you are looking forward to. So the first thing that you need to understand about happiness is there is no happiness someday. ஒரு நாள் சந்தோஷம் வரும் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு நாள் இந்த உலகத்துல கிடையாது, இருக்கவும் போறதில்லை. நீ எவ்வளவு ட்ரை பண்ணினாலும் இட்ஸ் நாட் கோயிங் டு கம். What you can do is momentary contentment. There is something called as momentary contentment. Like that's where China and Japan are really very, very commendable because they were the ones who introduced the concept called as mindfulness. How you can be mindful doing a thing like you are seeing Tehen doing his job. He's mindful. His concentration is only on that. Even if he tries to concentrate, he won't understand. That's a different story altogether. But his concentration is only on assembling that toy. So that's the mindfulness. So if you are mastering mindfulness, then you will always be happy. What is mindfulness? Concentrate on that particular thing and focus on that particular thing and jump into that particular thing. So the first one for happiness is mindfulness. Second one is, as Sudan Karthi mentioned, leave. Ignoring வார்த்தை சொல்ல தெரியாம லீவ்னு சொன்ன அப்படி இல்லையா? Point is how to ignore. People don't know how to ignore. How to ignore? Okay, fine. So you are having a sadness. Patuli asked about sadness. So you are having a sadness, and how to ignore the sadness? Ignoring the sadness can be done only by one thing, and that is called as displacement. Displacement. You have to displace something else with the place. Like, for example, yeah, in sadness, displacement. As the saying goes, the sweat will always wipe off all your tears. So you need to work. You need to concentrate on something else. You need to displace your thought. You need to convert from something to the other thing. So if you're following these two, there will not be any scarcity for happiness. One, practice mindfulness. Two, use displacement technique whenever there is something that is troubling you. Keep yourself always engaged. Okay, Sudan? Right. இது சுதன் கார்த்தி எனக்கு சொல்லி கொடுத்தது. நான் வந்து அதை Achut, do you have any questions before we continue further?
No, sir.
All right.
Very
Okay.
good presentation.
Right. Fine. Right. So then over to Team Brinda, because we need to finish what the presentation is supposed to be. Okay. So Brinda, Pratulya, Mitra, and Ananya, I'm giving the floor to you so you can continue the presentation. Yeah, you can join. And Tehin is there doing his work. Is there a disturbance for you? Right. Okay. Huh.
Happiness is very tough to
Mhm.
in this world we are living in a very tough all day many things we should learn happiness like the truth.
Hmm.
We should talk only true. You can live happy.
All right. Being a truthful person, you can live a happier life. That's the answer. Good job, Sudan. I appreciate you for taking the quest to answer. Good job. Nice. So Achut, what these people are trying to do is they have prepared a robot and they have made a presentation about the robot yesterday. So initially, Mitra will give you a small, concise information about what the presentation is all about. Ananya is into the team. She is also the part of the team. She will also make a presentation. And if you got any clarifications, you need not be hesitant to ask. So Mitra, give a brief explanation so that Achut can understand what it is. And then you can finish off. Okay, right? You can remove the mask if you want. Okay, I'm saying it for a reason. You can remove the mask and stand. Have you? Yeah, you can admit.
Yes, sir. Unmute பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
One second. You need to have a mute. You can unmute.
So Achit, good evening.
Hello.
Good morning to you. And yesterday we had a presentation, and the presentation's name was Robot to Nation. So each team is supposed to create a robot, and they have to build up a robot. But instead of building it up, we have a human robot here. Each team would have a human robot here, and they are supposed to describe the features, like what are the main highlights of that person, of that robot, and why is it manufactured? What's the reason behind that? So our team's robot is sitting right here, and her name is Pamu. She's a human robot, and we have instilled lots of chips into her. So yesterday, what we did was we had not started the presentation yesterday. We only showed the basic features, like how the robot would act if it is being given with some activities. Like we tested the robot by giving a sport activity, like that robot is very much excellent in playing badminton. So we played a sport, then we asked certain questions towards the robot, and the robot tried performing some action sequences. So these were the things that we did yesterday. And the presentation that we are making is happening in 2070. So in 2050, when there was a need for a robot, after like 20 years, the team who discussed for the need of the robot actually created a robot, being the scientists. And this presentation that we are going to make today is happening in 2070 in our future. So where we would describe the infrastructure and the highlights, that is the features of the robot in a detailed manner. So Ananya is also in our team. So each person would describe certain particular features, and you would understand by that about the robot called Pamu.
I understand.
Okay, sir. You understood, sir?
Understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so let's get on with it. Yesterday, they finished up the presentation by introducing the basic features of their robot. Pamu Pratulya is mono acting as the robot of the team. Now, let's see how far they are going to do. So, would you like to stand just like you did yesterday? You want, I will reposition the camera and I'll also telecast in the next camera too.
Like where the robot will directly give you suggestions on that one.
Uh-huh.
So that's the only activity. And after that, you just
Okay. Where do you want to stand?
you want to job with
So you, how many? I mean, you have already consumed 15 minutes,
Yes,
right? Okay. So how many? Yeah.
15 minutes. Sir, around 15 minutes. That's not like they can make it.
Okay. Right. Go ahead.
Sir, time has a full lot.
Speak soon.
Hello, mic testing.
Achud and Ananya, is this volume okay?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so Ananya, once we complete the sequence and once we get into the presentation, Akka will ask Ananya to start the presentation because she has not spoken. So once we get into the presentation, you can directly share about your three ideas. The three ideas you gave us yesterday, right? Like protection of the elder, I mean, the protection of humans and the other three. So including that, you can present all at one time. Okay, so you, we will tell you when you're supposed to speak. You can speak everything. Fine.
Okay, thank you.
So it's action.
Yeah.
So this is the fourth and the final sequence where we would show Pamu physically what she does. So in the sequence, you see one person is standing onto her right side and another person is standing onto her left side. The person who is standing on her right side is actually not able to decide. She is actually an investor in stock market and she is not able to decide or finalize in which stock, I mean, in which company she can invest more stocks in. Like she has a variety of choices and she does not know which to invest in and how much to invest in so that she gets a profit. And on the left hand side, you see another person standing and she is in a confusion of which job to go because she is not having any dreams since her childhood. So she is not finalized or she has not decided which job to get into and which would be really suitable for her. So let's start the sequence. Pamu, good morning. Good morning, please take your seat. Thank you. So Pamu, you're supposed to do one thing. So these are some cards. These have companies. and a person waiting outside is actually asking for the stocks, the stocks, a number of stocks they have to invest in variety of companies. They say they have Godrej, then LG, then Samsung, and Procter and Gamble. So what's your suggestion? Seeing the cards, it has profit also, and how much risks you might have in those. What's your suggestion? In which company should she invest in?
She should invest in Samsung company because there are 10% profit. We can use small amount of gadgets for inventing a mobile or something smart gadgets. We can invest in Samsung company.
Okay, thank you, Tamu. Take your seat.
So good morning, Tanya. Good morning. So these are all the
That's to travel to US. Don't make
So these are all the cards where the people are suggesting me to choose my goal. So I don't know, actually, I have interest on doctor at the same time I was interested on doing teacher. But I have a lot of confusion because my mom is telling me to try, because I'm a teenager and my family is trying me, suggesting me to try a shop to be an athlete. And another person is saying, my mom is telling me to do, you can lead for a law, that is lawyer, and lot of suggestions. I have a confusion what to choose, and I want to fix my goal. Ma'am, could you please tell me your marks and your interests?
401 is 80%, 85%. That's the mark.
What is your interest, ma'am? 10%.
She's interested in fashion design. She's at the same time parallelly interested towards sports also. So these are the two main interests that she has.
Then you can go with athlete itself, because if you do your interested job means you can earn many things in your future, and you can earn many money in your future also. Then you can tell to your parents and you can convince them. Thank you for your suggestion, Tamo. Really, you actually cleared my confusion. Thank you so much. Welcome. Okay, Naresh, will get on to this. So now this is the demonstration of. So this is a demonstration of robot camo. Now we are actually doing, we are coming in out of our role and we are speaking as how we made this robot as a presentation. We are here to make a presentation about what are all the features this robot has. We totally designed, like there are 15 features in this particular robot, and with each the crew members idea. So the first person to speak about this robot will be, the first person to speak about the robot will be Ananya.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Ananya.
Okay. Right. So I believe so a few suggestions I made for the robot was that it should be able to protect and protect and guard its owners, as well as any person or group or animal who is in danger. So so therefore it should be able to help the cops or help the police with their searches. It should also never use its it should never waste its resources, and yeah, like yeah, it should use its resources and materials wisely, and it should be able to transport others easily. So, as I said before, actually, it should be able to become like a bike or a car, so people can be transported in it, which would be convenient for the owner. Uh, Another suggestion I want to make is that it should be able to duplicate the work of a human. So if a human is working in dangerous conditions, such as a construction worker or somebody who works underwater, this robot should be able to duplicate their work and be able to do it if something happens to the human. And for infrastructure, I think it should be out of biodegradable materials and recyclable, so it doesn't harm nature.
Right. So good job. Now, please continue.
So our robot named Pamo is sitting right here, and you could see how her infrastructure has been made. So basically, the output or the material through which Pamo has been made is very much eco-friendly and biodegradable. Sir, this suggestion was given by Ananya, sir. Her suggestion was the robot must be made out of a material which is biodegradable, number one, eco-friendly, and also recyclable. And she has been inserted with lots of chips. I would like to explain about three main chips. The first chip is about the sport chip that she has. So through this sport chip, she is actually very much excelling in badminton sport especially, and she is also really good in other sports. And the second one is, you must have not seen that many emotionally instilled robots very soon, because now we are in 2070, and this is the best time we can actually incorporate all those robots in the societal life. So this robot has been instilled with emotional chip, and the chip is actually right here. If you could see, this is one big chip. So round circle chip. This emotional chip is instilled into the robot, through which she is able to first control her own emotions, and she would be able to make others or alert others that if they are getting over emotional or extreme, even beyond the limit, she would be able to alert them. So first for her own being and for the others' benefit. So this is the second chip. And the third chip is another important highlight that the environment is facing right now, privacy issues. I'll explain about those in detail during my presentation. And this, the third chip name is cyber security chip. She has been instilled with this because she would alert people if their gadgets or devices are getting hacked by someone, or it is being exposed, the data are being exposed. So these are the three main chips I would like to explain.
So we made this particular robot, like this particular robot should be friendly with others, so friendly with a normal person. So this particular robot have a very good interacting skill and lot. As Mitra ma'am mentioned, we have lot of chips inside it. So there is a separate chip called emotional chip. So this particular chip controls the emotion of other people. So like in a particular conversation, each person will have different emotions. This particular this particular robot will hold the emotions of the people and react to it. As we demonstrated, we have lot of this particular robot has a reacting power immediately, so it will react to it and in all the ways. And this particular robot has an execution of internet of things. So now in 2080s we have lot of things, a lot of 2070 to 2080.
That spans
So 2070 belongs to
They're not that span.
whatever Brinda said.
Sir, but it's my mistake. So 2070s, we have like this robotic things, and there is a separate class in students' life in education period, like a robotics class. So these robots have become very common in day-to-day life. So they are practiced with these robots. So this particular robot is we designed this particular robotic things should not make the people in any way so lazy, because if this particular robot makes other person's work very easier, that person would not do anything, and the human being's life will be go easier and easier, and the particular person will become so lazy. So this particular robot will not let do that, but it will give a suggestion in various kinds of circumstance, and it will hold lot of emotions, and it gives solution, and it will it will be a guide to a particular human being. It will make a guide to his life, like you have to do this and you have to do that, so that we make sure this particular robot will not make other people, that is a normal humans, be very lazy in their life.
She makes the presentation as Robo herself or
No, sir, executive. Sir, Nakila Poitagada.
yeah.
As Brinda Akka told that this particular robot will not make them lazy. The
Yeah, you can.
This robot will only help them in for old persons and children to study and do risk activities and gather more information about the science. And for example, the persons cannot go to over temperature or more less temperature. It can go to the temperature because it is a metal and it is just a machine. But the sensitive skin of the humans will damage if they go to the lower temperature and more higher temperature. So it can go to the more extreme temperature and it can gather many information about the education, and it can help to the students for gathering more information in studies, also in many things like sports. um, it can help for the students. Now and all, the education is not perfect, and the teachers are not more responsible for the students. So that this particular robo can teach for the students in um, uh, this particular robot can teach the lessons which are not properly taught by the teachers, and the lessons can be properly the for the lessons they can adapt, the students can adapt properly, and they can take good marks in the exams.
Okay. Thanks. Good job. Yeah. Next.
Sir, I think it's Mitra's turn. Shall I speak, sir?
Yeah.
So there is particular thing called capacity meter we fixed in this robot. So this robot, as I already mentioned, as you can see in the demonstration itself, the robot is make clear about the careers and also about stock market. But this robot is, as we said, this robot is like suggesting, and it will not make person's life so lazy. So we make sure that this particular robot will analyze the capacity of the people. If the particular people is doing more work in a day, for helping him, this particular robot will help him in that particular situation alone. For example, this particular robot will grab the capacity.
You're using 30%.
Okay, sir. This robot will grab the capacity of the people's life, and it will give work according to that. So if, for example, if you take a man who's going to office and full of stress, and he was always looking into the laptop and he was working, and even in home he was working. So besides that, beyond that, he has a lot of works to do, like he has sort of responsibility to care about his families, and he has responsibility to help his children when the children is doing homeworks. So that time he can't do because of its loads of work. This robot will help that children to study and do his work very easily. In that way only, this robot will make the person so easy. And as I told, the Internet of Things, it will become the main sensor to execute the thing. It will become the main sensor to execute this Internet of Things, and it will make so easy. And one more thing, the speciality about this robot is, in particular home, it will protect the, if for example this robot, if a person is buying this robot, this robot will not help the particular person. It will always surrounds the home, and it will see all the possibilities what
Have a watch on the time. How much time you need?
Sir, I will complete now, sir.
15, 30. Yeah. Take one more.
So this, it will make sure that it will protect the home of the person. That even the person is not in the home, it will make sure it will give the informations about what's going on. And sometimes it acts as a CCTV camera too. So it's over to.
So good evening, sir, and good evening, people who are all watching towards international level. So next, we would like to introduce about three main features that has been instilled in this robot. that has never been instilled in any other robots as far as we have seen. The first thing is cyber security. So as the technology gets advanced and as Internet of Things gets advanced, people are facing some privacy and controversial issues. So this robot, this Pamu, when it is surrounded by people using those technological gadgets or devices, and if somebody are trying to hack or expose the data of the person, of the user, this Pamu would alert him or her that their data is being exposed or if they are being hacked. And it would be alerting them if there is a minute chance to get hacked, if the device is going to get hacked. It can predict all the things that based on it has a sensor in it. It's also a chip which could calculate the percentage of the privacy issues that the device is facing right now. And if it is beyond a limit, even before it's getting hacked, this Pamu will alert them that soon it might get hacked. So you have to like uninstall these things and reinstall those things that would prevent it from getting hacked. So this is the first feature. The second feature is stress removal. So nowadays we cannot say it calculates the percentage of stress because these days smartwatches even have during 2022 itself we had smartwatches which can calculate your stress level. But the ultimate skill that this Pamo possesses is stress remover. So each time if someone indicates us to remove our stress, they would say read this book or do something else that makes you happy. But what if you're surrounded in a public place or where people are surrounding you and you won't be able to do your favorite job? So this Pamo when it is in such a situation, it will alert them that you are getting stress, number one, the percentage. And number two, these are the things you could do to avoid a stress right at that moment. It would not say do these things, do that thing. Based on the situation prevailing over there, it might be some situation like a very happy achievement situation where a person is celebrating their own achievement, a party place, or where somewhere else at the company, even at the company, what if they are facing stress? They won't be able to go and dance if they would like to dance. So at that situation, PAMO would alert them. This is one thing you could possibly do in this environment to get rid of your stress. So this is the second feature. And the third feature is invention. These days, invention is very common. During the 19th century, invention was not that much common. It was very rare. Like the invention of radio, television, those were not frequently invented. There was a long gap between those things, and invention was not an easy job. But nowadays, invention is getting even more better. There are two features we have subdivided this invention into. The first thing is, before inventing a thing, Bravo would actually alert or think or like process that invention is eco-friendly. That is, sir, example சார் அந்த படத்துல இந்த எக்ஸாம்பிள் இல்லை சார் நேற்று நான் வந்து அதாவது ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் பண்றப்போ ஒரு ஸ்பேரோ பார்த்தேன் சார் அப்போ வந்து டக்குன்னு மைண்ட் சொல்லிட்டு அதாவது நீங்க அதெல்லாம் நினைச்சுக்காதீங்க சார். So if smartphones and cell phone towers are having a lot of disadvantage towards nature, that is towards the birds, and there is a lot of radiation.
Very much see, the roof is being tormented by the birds.
Yes, sir.
Birds don't have any.
No, sir, radiation is affecting the birds. So the cell phone radiation, not alone that radiation, sir. Like actually, yes, sir. Actually, initially made during his start of presentation, he mentioned about nuclear, sir. So those nuclear radiation, when they are exposed to humans, are very dangerous. Why not the cell phone towers radiation is very dangerous to birds, a small creature, one of the nature. So there is a thought, sir, birds can live without humans, but humans cannot live without birds. That's one.
The point is then in that case, Pamu herself is a very big threat for the birds because she has got so much of vibrant electromagnetic vibratory system that is going on in her chip, and you have recently installed the chip. You yourself showed the chip to us. So Pamu herself is causing a lot of danger to the domestic animals and the birds because when she walks, she has got a lot of radiation that is emitted out of her schema system, and also she is receiving a lot of radiation. So if you are speaking about the cell phone towers, Pamu is equivalent to 10 or 15 cell phone towers that could emit more radiation. What's your answer for that?
Sir, one versus many is even more dangerous than one particular robot, right, sir? One robot is very much better than thousands of cell phone towers that cause the radiation all over the world, not alone in India, sir, all over the world, sir. International. Thank you, sir. Your speeches because of my speech, sir. Okay, so this out of this invention feature, there are two subdivisions. The first is before inventing such a thing, PAMO would finalize or decide if that invention is causing some damage to the nature. Like birds are the best example. And next, there are many more things. Okay, sir. Next, there are many more things like trees getting damaged due to a few circumstances. So the first thing it does is it finalizes or it decides whether it is very dangerous for the nature or if it is eco-friendly. Only if it is eco-friendly, that invention is brought into a law or people would start using that like a bill that is being published by the parliament. So next, the second subdivision of invention is nowadays, even when we take a small thing, if there is a tinge of bad thing, bad composition in it, we just throw it away. Best example is when you plant something, saplings, or when you plant a tree, around them weeds might grow, and in like river parts, weeds can grow. So simultaneously, what people do, the gardeners or people would actually pluck off the weeds because it is very dangerous for the betterment of the tree. So that is one example. Because of its bad composition, it's being plucked off by the gardeners. The same applies to the modern things. Even when a small composition of mineral is found somewhere or an element is found somewhere, a small composition cannot get into a proper product. But this PAMO will take care that even a small amount of a rare element or an important element is being discovered around it using a sensor, using her eye power. It could immediately turn it into a very useful thing. Not alone, she would not think that there is only a small, like 2% of amount left in her hand. How can she make it into a useful product? But she would be able to manufacture all those things, and as the other people have mentioned, she could also discover lots of medicines through these things. So even using weeds, she could make somehow, and she could manufacture a medicine out of it. So there are a lot of uses in all the resources that is available to us in this world, and we are using PAMO to the best extent that all the resources available to us is being used in a proper and an efficient way for the betterment of the world and for the betterment of mankind. Okay, you both have anything?
I covered all the topics.
That's it. You only have one or 2 minutes. No problem. You have given volume of information.
Then the PAMO will help for the old aged peoples. In this recent years, the adults are leaving their parents in a home, and they don't like their parents in this recent years. So PAMO can help them for doing all the works, because the old aged peoples can diseases, and the PAMO can help for the children who are in the orphanage also. In this recent years, the children's also having many more diseases like sugar, and he can help in help for the children's in the orphanage also. Then he can alert if any disaster are coming for our earth. He can alert if earthquake is coming, he can alert by sounding, and if there are many disasters, if there are any disasters like volcano eruption, he can alert for the scientists, and the scientists can inform for the persons in the globe. Then help for farming. Many persons are not going for farming, and they are entering into the industrial works. So farming, there are many persons who are choosing only industrial works, and they are not choosing agri. So PAMU can help the persons who are in farming for making many manure, and making some seeds which are growing very very efficiently, and those they did not have any diseases. Then industrial means of help. The persons who are building the buildings are having many diseases like dust allergy, and they can be injured by the bricks, cement, like those. The PAMU can help by inventing many machines, like machines to help the persons to carry many loads of bricks, cement, and he can help in dust allergy also. Then discovery of medicines, he can use many herbs and many plants for discovering medicines, like in recent years only corona covid came, and in this minute also we did not have any medicine for the covid, so he can invent some new medicines for covid and many viruses, many fevers, and for dust allergy also he can give an idea for the persons who are in industrial works. Then cleaning the environment, nowadays we are using only cars, bike, which are emitting the harmful gases for damaging the environment. This can air pollution, and the land pollution also cleared by PAMU. They are putting many wastes in the land which are not decaying, and the plastics and all is not decayed, and it causes the harmful for the plants, so it can also clean the environment also.
First time. Okay, so the presentation has been done. I really appreciate you have taken 28 minutes to be very exact, and you had taken 15 minutes yesterday. So it's one session of mine has been taken for the presentation. So now, Sudan Karti, Achyut, Kirtana, myself, and if possible, Tehin will ask you some questions, and you need to answer. So, questions towards their presentation. You have a question?
Well, first of all, I like to appreciate everyone, including Ananya. You've done an amazing job yesterday and as well as today also. So this is an hypothetical question. So you've done a robot, you have fixed everything, your chips, your whatever necessary for a robot, you have programmed it, you have fixed anything. During your trial match, this was a situation where you have lack of time. Tomorrow you need to launch a robot. Today night you are testing a robot. So while you are testing a robot, you just found that it was mismatched. You are just mismatched some important part, important to a some other program. So what would be your suggestion? You need to launch your robot the next day morning around 8 o'clock. You are just testing it around 12 p.m. It's for replacing it, you need to take a lot of time. What would be your suggestion? How you will recover this situation?
Yes, Brinda. Put the mic to her.
So the first thing we do is we actually that time only we show our teamwork, because in that particular midnight, like 12, as you said, 12 p.m. Sorry, 12 p.m. So so 12 a.m. we what we think is we actually mismatched something, so we will not, for that time the thing we have to do is we should not panic at the moment. We should be very calm, and we should sit and relax about our creativity. So we have lot of plans before doing this particular robot. We will actually prepare lot of plans, we have lot of blueprints about our robot. So we take that and we actually refer all the things, and we have some solutions to fix it as soon as possible. And this and we learn something from the experience we face too, that we have to be careful, and everything is a learning. We take it as a learning, and we refer everything what we know, and we actually create a new thing, and we try to fix within the morning as a team.
So before, actually during 2020 and 2020, during those time, failure was very so during 2020s, during those times, there were invention of robots, obviously, but there were failures. Whatever robot they had invented, there were lots of failures. So even when we had invented this Pabo, we had already before we got the final output here, we actually did two other things which was a failure. So through that we had learned. So we cannot give up during this situation, although we have only around 6 to 7 hours left to showcase our robot to the AI management. We will definitely work to our best as my colleague told, using all the blueprints. Even if the blueprint doesn't work, we will do something else or an alternative to the mismatch thing that has happened inside the robot. And somehow we will showcase your robot the next morning.
Okay.
Thank
Good
you,
job.
sir.
Achyut, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You've been listening to this vast, almost about 30-35 minutes of presentation. You think of any questions to them?
Yeah, I do.
One second. So a question from Achyut coming up. Yes, Achyut, you can ask.
First of all, good presentation. Everyone did a good job. My question is like if the robot can like help find anything, find any solution to lots of problems here, then like it could and like has emotion, it could potentially have the emotion of being used by humans. Like it will feel like it's being used by humans a lot, which will give it like sort of like a little like on the wrong emotion side, which would like make the robot like feel like to take over the human a bit. So like I don't know if you guys get it, but like how will you like prevent the robot, basically prevent a robot takeover? Because like if you're trying to sell it to a lot of people, like this robot can take over. All right. The world and stuff and could harm humans.
So Achyut, thank you for the thank you for the compliment. So I have started. Okay. So although we had instilled the emotions into the robot, when we are capable of instilling the robot, we would also have inserted a chip through which the robot can independently think. Like in yesterday's presentation, the other team would have mentioned that it has been instilled with all the data around the world, all the data that is necessary during the army situation, sir. And also during the final situation, you mentioned that it has been instilled with all the data that is required for the world's better updation. So when a robot is being instilled with emotions, we would have been a little smart to also instill a chip that would make the robot think independently. As it has emotions, you're absolutely right. Sometimes it may go wrong and people might use it in a wrong way. But during those times, the robot would also, there are two ways the robot could solve the situation. The first is when the robot is facing such a mass public in the societal functions of some way, a person from our company would always accompany with the robot. And the second solution that I would like to give is, if when it senses that there is a bad negative thought that's being going on with the humans about the robot, he or she, that is the robot, would actually fix it up, because we had already instilled a chip through which it can think independently and solve all the situations. So this is my part of answer, and that I would like to answer.
Yes, this particular robot Pamo. So we actually designed and we actually inserted a feature called helping mentality, and also this robot will control all the emotions, and we have given the independent to think about his problems and others' problems, as the emotional chip is inserted in this robot, and also the helping mentality. This robot, when it actually, and also as in we demonstrated in action that this robot will have the ability to self-defense and to think on its own, as Mitra said. So this two combine, and the helping mentality, this particular robot will help to himself and also analyze the people, and it will work according to that. So since it is more helping and it can able to control the emotions, I think it is very easy to prevent.
Does it answer your question, Rachel?
Oh, sir.
You got the answer?
Can you repeat, sir?
Yeah. I was asking if the answer was convincing. You got the answer for the question?
Yeah, I got the answer.
Yeah, right. Okay. Ananya, would you like to add anything more towards Achut's question or something?
No, I think their explanation was good.
They have given the
Yeah.
explanation. Okay, right. Susan, you have a
That's what I
question?
was thinking.
Right, okay. Last question from my side, and I would like to ask this to Pratulya herself. So Pratulya, come out of the role as PAMO, just as an executive, answer this question. Like I was talking to Mitra about the potential threat that this robo could cause, like sometimes the electric or electronic circuits going in a cross-functional way, and sometimes it might hurt people because you are basically made of metal, so children might get exposed to you. So since you are looking exactly like a human being, and since you are emitting all the emotions of a human being, because you have given good explanation to Achut's question about how the emotions can be balanced. So there is a potential threat for the fellow human beings, for the circumstances, and for the objects that are around. More importantly, the livelihood of the people. So these risks, how do you think your company has managed to cover up all these risks?
Sir, a person in a company can go with the PAMU, sir. If there are any bad things happening around him, they can prevent PAM. They can prevent the human beings from PAMU, sir.
Any other addition?
Sir, yes, sir. This robot can actually, there are a lot of risks, sir. As you told when you're sitting there about radiation, sir. So shall I speak out of my character, sir? Like, sir, in 2020 we have ultrasonography, sir. Like, so testing embryo, so which is a visual image of an developing embryo in mother's uterus, sir. So that particular thing is. That particular thing that doesn't cause that much harmful radiation, sir. And now we are actually presenting in 70s, sir. So in that time the things would have so developed, sir. There are a lot of things would discover, like ultrasonography, like it will not cause that much radiations to people, sir. So in that way, I think in that way, if we design this robot using that method, and having some of the adjustment, and having some of, because ultrasonography is used to it's used for embryo testing. So if we advance, when the time is advanced, it will sure advance, and we can make a proper in everything, like without any radiation. So that time it will help us to design a robot which doesn't cause that much radiation. We cannot avoid radiation, because everything involves a radiation, from x-ray to everything. So I think we cannot totally avoid radiations, but we can keep it in a limited amount, which makes sure that doesn't cost the people that much unbirths too, sir.
Right. So, mute please. Right. So we are coming to the end of your presentation, and we really thoroughly enjoyed your total voluminous presentation about the robo called as PAMO. Give them a big hand, please. Good job, everybody. Well done. You're most welcome, PAMO. Right. So, Ananya, you adapted really well. And in this presentation, there were lots of valuable ideas given by you, and we really appreciate your contribution. Well done. Right. Okay. So now we will relieve Tehen. So, நம்ம அடுத்து எப்போ மீட் பண்ணலாம் தெஹன்? எப்போ வர? Right. So well done. Very well done. We truly appreciate. So if you could please dismantle everything. Yeah. So Achyut and Ananya, it's been almost about 90 minutes since you have come. So we will have a platform that is set for next week. Like Ananya, Sudan Karti, and Achyut are going to be resuming their classes only the next weekend. So Ananya comes only on Saturday, Sunday. Sudan comes only on Saturday, Sunday. Achyut comes only on Sunday. Am I right, Achyut? I mean, is there any change in your schedule, or you're still sticking up with Sunday class? Achyut?
Sunday only for now.
Sunday
but
only.
may
Right,
change
right.
later. That's all.
Okay, fine. So what we shall do is we will set up a platform now itself. Okay, whatever the platform that we set, that will be continued on Sunday. Like for example, if you people are having an activity on Friday, let that not be continued on Saturday. So let Saturday and Sunday be reserved for Sudan, Ananya, and Achyut alone. So you can join along with it. So in that case, I'll set up a new activity now for next Sunday. Achyut will have to make a presentation on a topic. And I told in the beginning of the session that I will be giving him a topic. I have already given a topic to Ananya, that is, she's going to choose a book, and she's going to give a book review presentation on coming Saturday. But as far as Achyut is concerned, the topic goes like this: why teenagers think different, and why teenagers find it difficult to listen to the adult advice, and what's the solution for it. I repeat, why in the opinion of Achyut, why teenagers are thinking on a different basis during their teenage time, and why is it so difficult for the teenagers to listen to the adult people when they are handing them some advice. So why is there a big problem in the teenage division, and what is the solution for that? So this is not a title, this is a framework, and Achyut, you need to give a presentation on this framework. Make a research and try to collect some details. Yeah, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, fine. So Ananya, can you go ahead with the book review presentation as we discussed earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, right. Okay, fine. So in that case, the pending thing is we will have something called as credit rating system, CRS. So now we will take some 5 minutes and we will update our CRS. When I say CRS, what it means is it's a kind of a progress report of your performances, and exclusively Achyut and Ananya must know what the CRS is. So just give me 2 minutes time. I will share the screen and you will very clearly know what the CRS is all about. Now that Ananya has made one presentation and Achyut has made one presentation, Susan is also here. He has made about 4 or 5 presentations already. So we need to make some alterations in the CRS. So we will update the CRS and then we will relieve Ananya and Achyut. Okay, right. Okay, so this is the CRS report, credit rating system, CRS report. It was officially started on 8th June 2022. And we have got Mitra, Kirtana, Brinda, one more student by name Sivi Aditan, Dakshin Siddharth, Pratulya, Guru Pranav, and Sudan Karti. So we are going to add Ananya here and Achyut. So Achit and Ananya, I would like to explain what it is. I mean, the entire credit rating system is all the students are given marks based on these 15 criterion. That is their attendance, their leadership meter. When I say leadership meter, what I mean is the leadership that you display during your presentation, the leadership that you display. Like for example, Ananya comes up and she appreciates Pratulya for what she has done. And that's a leadership trait. That's a display of leadership quality in Ananya. Let's say, for example, Achyut mentioned that he wanted to take some different topic that the other people did not even take. So that's a different kind of a thinking. So that's a leadership style. So if Mitra has been taking a long time in governing the entire presentation and scheduling who has to speak what, and she has been writing the notes and all that, that's a leadership quality. So that's called as leadership meter. Basically, the way you behave will reflect in the LM column. And then progress maintenance. How much growth you are showing session by session. That's the criteria, progress maintenance and positive body language. Like here, for all these direct attendees, now I'm seeing a lot of improvement in Pratulya's body language. Pratulya joined about 12, 13 classes back. And when she was making the podium presentation, she was not very comfortable in the beginning. But right now she is in a very much in the flow, and her positive body language, the way she moves her open hand gesture, and the way she stands, the way she carries herself, everything has been improved. And there is a lot of improvement in Kirtana and Brinda, Mitra also. Like you all mentioned that Sudan Karthik has improved today. So likewise, positive body language and positive mindset. When I say something or when a particular task is given, so how do you receive the task? In what tonality you are receiving the task, and with what perspective you are receiving the task? That's positive mindset. And books reading. If you're reading books, then you will be given marks. And self-development habits, like if you wake up early and if you've got healthy living standards like working out and going for a jog or doing some other techniques. Like for example, if Ananya is going for a tennis class and if Achit is also going for some other class, if it is developing their personality, they will be given marks because they are basically living their life on a proper basis. So that's called as self-development habits. Mind exercises. Over here, we are having something called as therapies. Every single student here is given a therapy, mind exercise, and he or she is practicing that every single day. So only Sudan is not exposed to any therapy. Soon he will be exposed to. So we are doing a therapy that will be given mark. And the next one, the ninth one is pretty interesting. Anti-phone day. So if you're not using phone for a whole day, if you're not using any screens for the whole day, you'll get bonus mark because in consideration with the health and with your eye strains and your basic livelihood, anti-phone day. If you are choosing one day and you are giving me a promise that you are not going to use the phone for checking up notifications, doing WhatsApp or getting into any other apps, then you will be given an extra bonus. That's called as anti-phone day. Presentation skills. Well, that's a very unique one. How you are improving in your presentation. If you are using a PPT aid, you'll get bonus mark on that. If you're choosing a different topic, you'll get a bonus mark. If you're answering the questions on a proper basis, you'll get bonus mark. So all that in presentation skills. Humanity meter, like thanking and appreciating, showing little acts of kindness and showing good gesture with the classmates. And when they appreciate you, thanking them and reciprocating the same, all those come under humanity meter. Knowledge and wisdom meter. Like today, Achit will get mark in knowledge and wisdom meter. Ananya will also get mark in knowledge and wisdom meter because she spoke about mathematics and science. Achit spoke about scientific concept. So how much knowledge capital you have. And then prioritizing ability. Which one has to be done first? Which one has to be done second? Basically, your ability to measuring the major things and minoring the minor things. For that, you will be given marks. And then plan implementation. When I'm giving a particular team task or a team talk for that matter, if you're involving in a proper team talk and if you're giving ideas, then you will be given mark. Physical agility, how physically fit you are. So if you're really here, that physical agility will be tested when a physical activity is given. For example, tomorrow we are going to have a sports activity, and there they will be playing, they will be running, they will be bending down, they will be doing all the physically adventurous things. On that, I will be given mark. That will be given mark. But for you, Ananya and Achyut, if you have played a game very recently, you can tell about that and you can earn the marks on that column. So this is called as the credit rating system. So Marks will be given slowly, and when you are reaching a particular limit, a small gift by the trainer that will be given to you. And towards the end of the session, and when you are parting from the session, a certificate will be given, and in that certificate, it will be mentioned, your CRS mark will be mentioned, and that will hold its own benefit. So this is called as a CRS. So Achyut and Ananya, you are included in the CRS, and you will be given marks in these columns. So you'll be given marks in leadership. So today, Achyut made a presentation. So he gets 3 in leadership, and Ananya gets 3 in leadership. So today, yeah, progress maintenance can wait. Positive body language. I was not able to see the presentation done by both of them, but I was able to only hear. So positive body language can wait for a couple of weeks. Positive mindset, well, that can also wait. Book reading, self-development, basically, they both get 2 marks in that column already. Mind exercises, anti-phone day, presentation skills. They made a very good presentation today. For that, they both earn 3 marks each. And humanitarian meter, yeah. So I will have to observe that for the next couple of classes. How they appreciate the other girls, the other students, and how they receive the appreciation, all that. Let it wait. That will take some time. Knowledge meter, yeah. Different topic by Achyut and a good topic by Ananya as well. Priority ability, plan implementation. Well, although Ananya mentioned that she did not have proper time for plan implementation, we still could give a mark, and we will start the account for Achyut as well. So physical agility and trainer bonus. The bonus of the trainer is about 4 and 4. So this is the first ever CRS update done for both Achyut and Ananya. So I hope the CRS numbers will be maximized in the weeks and in the classes to come. Ananya and Achyut. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's it for today, Ananya and Achyut. Ananya, I will meet you on Saturday, and Achyut, I will meet you on Sunday. Do you have any questions, guys?
No.
Right. Okay. Fine then. So let's send them off. Okay. Right. Expect great things and live strong. Bye, Ananya. Bye, Achyut. See you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
sir.
Bye. Bye. Yeah. Bye, Achyut. Bye. See you. Right. CRS update பண்ணு சார். அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் ரெக்கார்டிங் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணு சார். எதுவுமே தெரியாம மிலிட்டரி லாங்குவேஜ்ல பேசுனீங்கன்னா சார் கர்ரா கட்டி எடுத்து மண்டையில போடுவோம் சார். அண்டர்ஸ்டுட் சார். தேங்க்யூ சார். அண்ணா வாங்க. Everybody come closer, please. மேடம் வாங்க மேடம் ப்ளீஸ் உட்கார். குட் ஈவினிங் மேடம். 2 நிமிஷம் மேடம், சிஆர்எஸ் மட்டும் அப்டேட் பண்ணி. ஆல்ரைட். உனக்கு தெரியாது, உனக்கு எதுவுமே தெரியாது. Jokes apart, it was good presentation by all of you. Mitra, can you rise it up, please? The neck. Neck set. Lift the neck set. லூஸ் தான். இல்ல அது லூஸா தான் இருக்கு. அப்படிதான். Okay, thank you. Right, so let's get into the CRS. Now, first of all, let us speak about Sudhan Karthik's CRS. Thank you, Mitra. Come down. So, Sudhan Karthik. So, attendance, we shall raise it up to 4. Leadership. Sudhan has started answering the questions, and he has been answering question to Kirtana today. So 4 marks for Sudhan, and a progress we shall give 2 marks for Sudhan, and a positive body language, as he himself mentioned that he is screen share. இல்ல screen யார் ஷேர் பண்ணுவா? அப்படியே இருக்கட்டும். Yeah. So where were we here? Positive mindset, positive body language, books reading. புக் ஏதாவது ரீட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கியா சுதன்? எவ்வளவு பெருமையா சொல்றேன்டா அது. சூப்பர். Okay, so self-development 3 and mind exercises, anti-phone day, presentation skills we shall give 7 ரொம்ப அதிகம் 6. ஏன்னா நீ இன்னும் படிச்சுட்டு தான் இருக்க. புக்கை பார்த்து படிக்கிற, நெக்ஸ்ட் ப்ரெசன்டேஷன்லாம் பார்த்து பண்ண பாரு. ஓகே, படிக்க ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ண பாரு. இன்னைக்கு பிரதோஷம் கோயிலுக்கு போறதுக்கு அப்பா வருவாரா? நான் கோயிலுக்கு போகிறேன், நானும் போனேன். So humanity meter, Sudan has started thanking the people and giving appreciations to. So 4, knowledge meter can wait, priority can wait, plan implementation can wait, physical agility hasn't played any physical. So trainer bonus, we shall give about 11. So Sudan is now 44. Good job, Sudan. Next, let's come to Pratulya. So Pratulya's attendance can wait. Okay, so she's going into a different module, so we shall raise up the attendance. உங்க எல்லாருக்குமே attendance raise up பண்ணிடலாம். Attendance in that case, Mitra 8, Kirtana 7, Brinda 8. Guru Pranav is officially removed. I'll have to change the sequence of this number. The sequence of this, we will do that later. Okay, so Pratulya 8. Leadership for Pratulya is 11 right now, and the progress, she is showing good progress for today. In the presentation, she was speaking very comfortably. One mattu improve pannanum Pratulya. You have to, when we are making a presentation, we are having the compulsion to look into the eyes of the listeners. யார் லிசன் பண்றாங்களோ அவங்களுடைய கண்ணை பார்த்து பேசணும். அது மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். But otherwise, your presentation is good. So 10 marks on presentation. Positive body language has been improved. So 3 marks for that. Positive mindset, 3 marks for that. Books reading, Pratulya, you're reading any book? No. Okay, self-development, 13 marks. Mind exercises, alpha level has been given, so but she's not having time. Presentation skills. So today the presentation in this robo activity was really good. So we shall give 4 marks for that. And the humanity meter, started mingling up with friends and appreciating everything has also been improved. So we'll give 3 marks for that. Knowledge meter, gathering information and knowing things by talking to Mitra and Brinda. So 3 marks for that. Priority ability can be made up as 4. Plan implementation can be made up as 15. And physical agility can wait. Tomorrow we are going to have physical activity. Trainer bonus is 4 marks. So 25. And Pratulya is now 186. Good job. Let's come to Kirtana. So Kirtana pretty much was only sleeping today. I'm sorry, only listening today. So leadership. Yeah. So yesterday she gave very good, astounding number of points for the robo activity in our team. So 3 marks for that. Yeah, progress. She's showing good progress in presentation. 3 marks for that. Positive body language. எல்லாத்துக்கு ஒட்டுமொத்தமா சேர்த்து ஒரு தடவை தேங்க்ஸ் சொல்லுமா? ஒவ்வொரு இதுக்கும் தேங்க்ஸ் சொல்லுவாங்க. Positive body language. Positive body language. Positive body language. Positive body language எவ்வளோட கொடுக்குறது உனக்கு? Yeah, so 3 marks for that. So 21. Positive mindset, about 21. Books reading, Kirtana. You didn't read book. Then no marks. Self-development. Yeah, self-development. You have mucus here. When you are coughing, there is too much of infection in your lungs. And you know that it is infectious for you and for the people at home. Besides knowing that you have not taken care and you kept on coughing, அதை காஃப் பண்ணி நல்லா காஃப் பண்ணா தான் அந்த மியூக்கஸ் வந்துட்டு வெளியில வரணும். யூ ஹேவ் டு ஸ்பிரிட் அவுட். எல்லாரும் இருக்காங்க, நீ வந்து அப்போ மாஸ்காவது போட்டு வந்துருக்கணும். அப்போ இங்க இருக்கிறதுலே சீனியர் மோஸ்ட் பர்சனா இருந்துகிட்டு இந்த திங்கிங் இல்லாதனால செல்ஃப் டெவலப்மெண்ட்ல உனக்கு இன்னைக்கு நான் மார்க் கொடுக்கலாம், பெனல்ட்டியே கொடுக்கலாம். The jokes apart, அதனாலதான். So you are not, அது இல்ல, you are not taking care of yourself. In that case, she should also be given the penalty. You're catching cold quite often, and that's dangerous for you. That's dangerous for Pratulya, Brinda, Sudan, me, madam. I am not a father here. I am a trainer upstairs. கீழே வந்தாதான் அப்பா. சரி வர. So self development, I'm not giving mark. Mind exercises you're doing. 14. Presentation skills was really good. Yesterday there was very good presentation. 4 marks for that. Humanitarian meter, always a kind person, and the way you appreciated Achyut and Ananya today was really good. So 3 marks for that. Knowledge meter. Okay, so in yesterday she spoke about politics. She spoke about accident prevention. So that knowledge was good. So 18 marks for that. Priority ability can wait. Plan implementation, 2 marks for that. And physical agility can wait. And trainer bonus, 4 marks. So 29. Kirtana stands tall with 283. Please understand that the number of classes attended by Kirtana is more than yours, and more than yours. மித்ராவும் கீர்த்தனாவும் தான் அதிக கிளாஸஸ். நீ வந்து அதுக்கப்புறம் 6 கிளாஸ். அதனால எங்கேயாவது ஒரு திங்கிங் வந்துடக்கூடாதுல்ல, ஏன் நம்மளுக்கு மார்க் கம்மியா இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Now we shall come for Brinda. So attendance has been updated. Brinda's leading capacity has improved. And particular அப்படிங்கிற வார்த்தையை ஃபெட்டிஷ் வேர்ட்ஸ் நிறைய நீ சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தல இன்னைக்கு 123 தடவை particular. So jokes apart, leadership can be given marks, 2 marks, and progress. She has really progressed well. There is a lot of comfort. When I was asking a question to Pratulya, beyond the answering of Pratulya, she took the chance. So that really shows her progress. So 3 marks, 16 marks. And positive body language, 21. 3 marks can be given. Positive mindset. She's very comfortable when she comes to MS evening sessions, as always. So 22. And books reading, Brinda.
Sir, I did sir yesterday and day before yesterday.
And no marks for it. Self-development is can be given. So 15 marks. She's keeping herself healthy. And mind exercises you're doing. Right. So 14. Presentation skills was really good by Brinda in this activity. So 31. And humanitarian meter, 21. And knowledge meter, so that can be given about 2 marks. And priority ability can wait. Plan implementation can be given 3 marks, so 25. Along with Mitra, she was planning well. Physical agility can wait, so 29. 4 marks trainer bonus, and Brinda standing tall with 284.
Thank you.
Attendance for Mitra has been given. Leadership agility, 21. 22 in fact. So throughout the team preparation, you are very busy explaining things to Pratulya, Brinda, and also for Ananya too. So progress 17, yes. Positive body language 22, and positive mindset 21, 22. Books reading, no marks for books reading. Self-development, you will have to take care of yourself. So just like I did not give mark to Kirtana on self-development, I'm not giving mark because this is the second time you are catching cold. You need to do something for your resilience and that against that anemic thing. And the எதிர்ப்பு சக்தியை improve பண்றதுக்கு, immunity improve பண்றதுக்கு ஏதாவது ஒன்று பண்ணணும். Next time, if you both are not doing anything against it, you will have a red mark. That is penalty. இன்னைக்கு மார்க் கொடுக்காம தான் விட்டுருக்கேன், penalty அடுத்த வாரம் வந்து பார்த்துக்கோங்க. So no marks in self-development. And mind exercises, therapies. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Candle exercises, subliminals, and
POT yesterday, I was able to execute 4 out of 6 there. The 2 things that I left was the book reading and the goal card. Because of that, I did not have
you made a goal card today. So 16 marks. Pratulya, TOT, you're not doing?
after my
Illama, Mata activity out of the 6. Journal, you said you will be skipping. You will start doing.
July 5 means August till August.
Okay, the other things like breathing exercise, you didn't do. Okay, try to start doing it. Okay. Presentation skills. Presentation was really maximized. Good job. So 33. Humanitarian meter, you are always good in it. 22. Knowledge meter, you have gathered some aspects. 19. Priority ability can wait. Plan implementation was good. So 30. And physical agility can wait. So trainer bonus 4 marks. 29. 307.
Thank you very much.
So that's the CRS. Well done, everybody. Okay, fine. So any other questions, Sudan? Right? உன்னோட CRS 44ல இருக்கு. அடுத்த வாரமெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு 80க்கு மேல வந்திருக்கணும். பார்த்துக்கோ, நீ பண்ற ஆக்டிவிட்டியை பொறுத்து இருக்கு. ஓகே, ரைட். Shall we close? Right.